Hello, travel staff and friends. Hey, this is Chad McDowell, travel nurse recruiter with Summit Medical Staffing, ex-college volleyball coach and fitness professor, turned travel nurse recruiter. And if you're on this live tonight, you're here for one or two reasons. Either you're currently curious and looking into travel nursing and doing research, or you're an existing travel nurse and you're looking to get more information about it, okay? And be prepared. Some of the behind the scenes stuff that you don't know maybe. So there's value for both if you're currently a travel nurse already or you're looking at getting into it. Okay? So if you're new to this, you're thinking to yourself, I'd like to get into travel nursing. I hear lots of good things about it. I hear the pay is good. I hear there's flexibility. Okay, so, but you have questions and you don't know where to start. You don't know even what questions to ask, right? I've been there, I've done that. You're trying new things, and when you're trying new things and doing research, you don't even know enough to ask the right questions, right? So I've been there, and other people have been in your shoes as well. So I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you understand, okay, what conversations do you need to have, and with who? What questions do you need to ask? How do you prepare for, I'm in a staff position, or I'm looking at getting into travel nursing, and to getting your first job, and getting on contract, and getting housing, and what does pay look like, and how do I prepare for that, and what do I do back home when I'm on the road? What does that look like? What does it feel like? What do I need to do to prepare? I'm going to answer all those questions for you so that you feel like you made the right decision for you. And if you have a family, your spouse, your pets, you name it, I'm going to make sure that you're confident in that decision, that you made the right decision for you, okay? Because as a good recruiter and a good agency, we should be here to support you, okay? We should be here to educate you, answer all your questions, and be the best resource that we can be to advocate for you in all scenarios. All the decisions are up to you. You're in charge. You make all the decisions. We're here to support you and educate you along the way, offer opportunities, and you want a recruiter that you can trust, and you want an agency that has enough resources and opportunities to support you when you need that support. Okay? So I've developed a course called Travel Nurse 101, and you can get access to it many ways. But as you're hopping on here, if you have any questions along the way, feel free to ask any questions, and obviously if you're on the live, I'll try to answer them. I'm going to make this quick. My goal is less than 15 minutes, okay? Because I know you don't like to spend your time watching these videos, okay? So I'm going to make it quick and punch. There's going to be multiple of them because there's multiple steps. But as you hop on, let me know if you have questions. Number two, let me know where you're from, where you're hopping on from, and if you currently are travel nursing or looking into it. I would love your feedback. Even if you're on the replay, give us a shout out, let us know where you're coming from, and if you've currently travel nursed or looking into it, okay? So, there's lots of ways you can get access to this course. I'm going to post it on my travel nurse page, a Facebook page called Travel Staff First. You can go there and get access to the class. You can also text me at 402-287-4043. I'll give you access to the class. This is all for free. I'm not charging for this class, okay? Those are two great ways that you can get access to the course. All right, and then and you can schedule a call with me as well. So text me at that number. You can schedule a call with me, and I can just go over it with you. Okay, but those are two great ways that you can get access to the course on your own and learn. Okay, so step one, get organized. And so I broke it down into a few steps, but number one, you must have a minimum of one, and typically 80% of the time, you need 2 years experience to be a travel nurse at any facility. Most facilities are going to require 2 years of experience. They're going to require at least 1 year experience in a specific specialty. So if you jump from specialty to specialty in your first couple of years, they're going to want to see at least a year's worth of experience in that specialty. And most of the time, again, it's going to be most commonly 2 years experience, okay? There are some facilities where I have placed a nurse with only a year of experience, but those are rare. So get your 2 years experience because they want you to be able to jump into their facility. They don't want to have to train you. They want you to be adaptable, flexible, hit the ground running, and be experienced enough that they don't have to look over your shoulder and be worried about your capabilities to provide quality patient care. Make sense? Good. Okay. You also may float to different units and different things, but again, they mostly want an experienced, qualified nurse that they can believe in and that's going to provide good quality patient care. Okay? Good. Secondly, talk to 3 different agencies. I tell the people that I talk to on the phone, I say, talk to 3 different agencies. Don't just talk to me, because here's what happens. You might not be a great fit for me. Okay? Now, I'm going to take really good care of you. I'm going to follow up, but you may not be a match for that recruiter that you talk to. Number 1. Number 2, I suggest talk to a large agency and a couple medium-sized agencies. Okay? So, the large agency, the reason I recommend that is because they have access to lots of jobs. Now, the reality is that we all have different relationships. And Summit Medical Staffing, who I work for, first of all, I've never been more grateful to work with any company in my entire life. I feel extremely valued. I feel like I can be 100% transparent. There's nothing to hide. And this is the best team of people and group of people I've ever worked with in my entire life. Okay? So that says a lot. All right? But we choose to be a medium-sized agency, bottom line, because we want a lean business model. We're veteran-owned and nurse-owned. We got lots of recruiters that were former travel nurses, so they are also nurse liaisons, but we have contracts. Their agencies don't, because we're veteran-owned, but every agency has different relationships. So our goal is a lean business model so we can pay you the best. That's our goal. We want to be competitive in pay always, and our goal is to pay you the best. With a lean business model, that means that we don't have a bunch of investors to take care of, that we're not so concerned about profit margins that we're not going to be able to pay you as good, that we don't have a bunch of back end in payroll and compliance, so that, again, we can't pay you as good because we can't. We have that support, and I 100% believe that we got one of the best compliance and payroll departments in the country, in the industry, but we don't want a huge back end so that we can't, again, pay you the best. That's our goal. Secondly, we want to be lean because we want to be able to serve you the best. We want to be accessible. When you work with Summit, I'll be your point of contact 90% of the time. You have a question about payroll, about an issue on your unit, you text me, you call me, I answer your question. Evenings, weekends, I'm there. When you're going through compliance at a new contract, you have our compliance team. You'll have a compliance officer. You can call them, text them, email them. Like legit, like really, you can do that with our company. At a large agency, you're not going to have that access. And you're going to have to talk to multiple people to get your answer. You may even have multiple recruiters with an IA or an AMN or cross-country, different companies, to get to your main recruiter to get the answer that you want. Okay? So that's the disadvantage of a large company. But the advantage of a large company is that they should have more jobs than we have. So if you're looking for a very specific area, or if you're looking for a very specific job, they may have that job. And that's why it's good to have a large agency in your back pocket. But with Summit, again, we may have jobs they don't. Okay? And our goal is that we should be paying better than most agencies out there. So those are kind of the differences. Talk to a large and a couple of medium-sized agencies. All right? The next thing is, when you spoke to your recruiter, did you like them? Right? Did you get kind of a good vibe when you talked to them on the phone? Did you feel like they're transparent? Are they willing to share? Do you feel like they're going to advocate to you? When you follow up with them on text or email, do they follow up quickly? I usually follow up within minutes or hours, definitely for sure the same day, unless you text me at night and I get back to you the next day. I tell my night nurses, text me in the middle of the night. I got my notifications off. I'll get back to you the next day. Okay? So did you like that? And get some referrals from current travel nurses that you've talked to that are on your units or different things. If they like the recruiter, guess what? Chances are you're going to like them. Okay, so get some referrals. That's a great philosophy. I want to throw this out there. When you're thinking of travel nursing, is your definition of travel nursing local travel? Okay? What do I mean by local travel? So if you're looking at being in a 3 to 5 hour radius of where you live currently, that might be a little small. And your best bet might be per diem or PRN nursing, picking up shifts at different hospitals, which allows you flexibility. I know the pay isn't the same as travel nursing because travel nursing usually offers better pay, But what I recommend is that you look at least in a 6 to 8 hour radius. And the best candidates for me are nurses that are flexible on where they go. And they're in this thing for the adventure and the flexibility to be able to go where they want to go and see the country and adventure. Those are the best ones because there's lots of jobs all over the country, and they shift where the good paying jobs are and where the good opportunities are in different parts of the seasons throughout the year. Okay, but bottom line is, if you're telling me you need to be in a 1 to 3 hour radius of where you live, the majority of the time is I'm telling you you're not a travel nurse, and you're probably not a good candidate. And I understand that you all have your reasons. You may be a single mom with 2 kids at home, and I totally respect that. It may not be the best choice for you, though. I'm responsible for helping you provide for yourself and your family financially. And if I don't think you're the best candidate for travel nursing because I don't think I can get you a contract time after time after time after time after time again, then I'm not going to recommend it for you. I'm going to be honest. Because what happens if you quit your staff job to try to travel nurse in a 1 to 3 hour radius, and I get you a position, great, I get you a contract, but what happens if when that contract's in, I can't give you another one? What happens then? You try to go back to that staff job. I'm going to be honest, if the market looks good where you're at and you have a big enough radius, I'm going to say, let's go. But if I don't think it's in your best interest, yeah, I get paid if I get you a contract, but if it's not in your best interest, that's not good for anybody. It has to be a win-win, and that's where you need to identify, am I getting a good vibe from this recruiter? Is he honest with me? Is he talking all sunshine and rainbows, or is he talking about the pros and cons? When you talk to me, you're going to get pros and cons, risks and rewards, and I'm going to identify, are you right for travel nursing and are you a good fit? Okay? Good. So, but it's always best to be flexible on shift and location, all right? Next, think about, does the agency have health care? Do they have health care benefits? Do they help you pay for that? And do they have a 401k? Do they have PTO? Okay? Summit Medical Staffing, we have health care. So you can get health care with us, and I can talk about all the details. It starts on the first of the month, it goes to the end of the month. We can talk about those details. But you need to know if it's health care and when it starts and stops and stuff like that. Okay? And we have a premium I can send you with benefits package. We have a 401k, and we do a 3% match for our 401k with our nurses. Does the agency you're talking to offer that? We also have a really awesome loyalty program. It's called the Summit Medical Staffing Loyalty Program. If you work for us for 1,872 hours, I know it's a little random, but some nurses work 36 hours, some nurses work 48 or 60, so we want to reward the nurses that worked more hours in a year to get this loyalty program quicker. So if you work 1,872 hours and you don't take more than 30 days break in between a contract, you will earn a $1,000 bonus and a $400 gift card, probably from Amazon. And those are the little things that we do at Summit, and bigger things that just show that we care, that we value you, and we value your loyalty to us. You become a part of the family. Okay, so those things we offer. Also consider secondary insurance on the market, secondary market with like a private company. That way you just pay a premium. Your coverage never stops whether you're working or not. Typically the premium is a little higher, but you get national coverage. And so I've got some relationships that I can make those recommendations as well. That's one benefit, but typically the premiums are higher. So there's some give and take, right? We also have nurse liaisons at Summit Medical Staffing. So like I said, we're nurse owned. We have lots of recruiters that were former travelers, both allied and travel nurses. And they step in a bad environment where you feel like your license is at risk. There's something bad going on the unit. And they can step in, interview you, and interview the facility and help you remove you from a contract if they feel like that's in the best interest for you. I worked with an ER nurse, and we removed her the second day, like legit, from her contract, because she's like, Chad, I'm not going back. And I said, whoa, 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 put on the brakes. We don't want to just leave, because if you leave and just cancel, you can get blacklisted from ever working with that facility and that group of facilities in the future. We don't want that on your record. So let's talk to our nurse liaison. I had my nurse liaison, Ronnie, step in, who traveled, I think, 7 years. She spoke with her, spoke with the facility. We got her removed. no penalties, no scratches on her record, and we identified that she was being asked to practice outside of her scope of practice as an RN. Okay? So not all agencies have that. We have that. We're here to support you and serve you the best we can. Okay? All right. So the last question is getting started, things to think about. Does the agency reimburse for licenses, your nurse license, certifications, travel reimbursement? We have the ability to do that. So like if you've got a compact license and I've got a nurse with a compact license, she took a position in Washington, she needed to get a Washington license. Well, we reimbursed her for that license. For her to work and take that contract, she needed to pay for a license. We reimbursed her for that when she got the contract in Washington. If she needs to update her BLS, ACLS, PALS, TNCC, stuff like that, I can help reimburse her for those expenses. So when she needs to update those, she submits those receipts and I can reimburse her for those. We can reimburse for travel to get to the contract and get back. I usually budget for around $500, but you can budget up to 65 cents a mile there to get there to that contract and get back at the end of the contract. Not every day travel expenses, but to get there and get back in theory. Okay. And I work with my travel nurses, and I have the ability to customize their pay, and we talk about what's the advantage of giving you more travel here as opposed to more money here. So we can talk about all that. Okay. But though that's step one. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I wanted to add this video as a complement to the handout. I also got a handout that summarizes this, and I can get you access to that. Text me at 402-287-4043, or join my Facebook group, Travel Staff First. Ask me to do that. You can message me here, add me as a friend, whatever, and I can add you to that group. You can get access to the course that way. I want to thank you for what you do as a travel nurse. It is something that would be extremely difficult for me to do, and I'm hugely humbled and grateful for what you do on a daily basis. So thank you. If you have any questions about travel nursing, if you'd like to talk and schedule a call, let me know. Message me, text me, email me, chad.mcdole@summitmedstaff.com. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for what you do. Keep being awesome. See you next time.